Thomas Wright here, and this lovely lady is not my daughter. She is my wife of 25 years, Elizabeth. When we were married, I was 40 years old.
And I was 16. My father was compelled to sign a paper stating that I was 15 years old and of marriageable age.
Ahem.
Now. These people won't be embarrassed because we're dead already. But when Thomas and I were married, the town was all a-twitter because we were married 4 months after our first daughter was born.
Events then could be unpredictable as they are now.
Well, now mind you, I am not complaining. My Thomas was a good provider, and we never suffered from hunger like my family did on the way out to Oregon from Missouri in 1852. Why, I remember one time for supper, all we had was a little biscuit. My papa took a bite, and then the rest of us shared the rest of that little biscuit. By the time we got to the Dalles here in Oregon, we were reduced to eating nothing but dried beans. Well, the good people in the Dalles sent out some donated sacks of flour to meet us via 2 men. But those greedy fellows decided to charge us $10 a sack. Well, my papa paid, but some of the other men without funds, they seized the flour rather than see their families go hungry.
Greed was not exclusive to the whites. The Indians were not without it. They commonly demanded food from the settlers in exchange for safe passage. Elizabeth tells a story of how a band compelled her grandmother to fry up some bacon and then taste it first as proof that it was not poisoned.
Well, now, Thomas had quite a bit of difficulty with the Indians himself.
Oh, I surely did. Fought some when I was mining down in California. And then here in '53, my partner Kyle and I were packing from Crescent City. We were ambushed by 2 unfriendlies. Kyle was killed. I raised a company, and we apprehended the culprits, rendered them to the authorities in Jacksonville for a proper fair trial.
Of course, not all Indians were of bad nature.
Oh, no, indeed. One winter, we pastured the mules down on Bear Creek where it meets the road. Overnight, the streams flooded, drowned the mules, and we shinnied up trees to save our skins. Some Indians, friendlies I'm pleased to say, witnessed our plight and felled a tree, made a sort of canoe, and rescued us from that flood.
Those poor mules. Mr. Wright had quite a bit of difficulty with his livestock over the years. Why, I remember when we were first married and living in the Applegate, we were raising cattle and horses. And that last year, he lost 21 colts to the cougars.
Sufficiently distressed, I moved the family to Willow Springs, which is in today's Central Point. We had a fine farm there, spent 40 years there. And you know, ironically, that farm was on an old Indian camp. And we found arrowheads and beads and shells and even grinding stones when we cleared that property.
Now, Mr. Wright helped found the local grange. He also was elected a county commissioner, and he served in the state legislature. One evening in 1901, after doing his chores, he came into the house complaining of feeling poorly, whereupon he had a fit of apoplexy and dropped dead. After he died, I received a pension owing to his 1-year service in the Mexican War. At first, I received $8 a month, but by the time I passed away, ironically on my birthday in 1931, I was receiving $50 a month, and that was real money in the Great Depression. Thank you, folks, for coming to our tour, and do watch out for cougars as you head down the hill.
We need to change batteries here.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
That's a great.
That's lovely.